from Honeybuns gluten-free bakery in Dorset, and welcome to another lockdown baking session. We're going to do a recipe from our all-day cookbook, which is a highly seeded, very tasty cracker. So what I'm going to run through today is the ingredients that you need, how to do it, the resulting cracker, and I've also done a little dip as well. The idea here is to show you just how easy the recipes are, how inclusive they are because it's also nut-free as well, and how easy it is to swap in ingredients that you may have in the store cupboard and that you can use instead of the set out recipe. So we're starting with, I'll show you what I've done so far. I've blitzed up in dry weight 185 grams of brown rice, just straightforward brown rice. You can use white rice. I'm showing you this to give you the consistency, and it's a glutinous, although there is no gluten in it, sticky texture. It's almost coming into a dough, but not quite. That was blitzing for 2 to 3 minutes on high in a food processor. I've also weighed out and pre-weighed 25 grams each, 3 different seeds. You're adding these for flavour and texture. If I had more time, I would actually bother to pre-toast these, but I haven't on this occasion. I've got in here chia seeds, golden linseed or flaxseed whole, and also underneath there somewhere I've got sesame, black toasted sesame. The sesame seeds I'm using were pre-toasted, but I didn't bother doing it to the others. I'm going to tip those into the cooked, mushed up rice mixture and mix these up just briefly. I don't want to blitz and pulverise the seeds because I still want that texture, but I want them to mix through the rice dough. You can see now that there, hopefully, that there is a dough beginning to form now. It's still quite sticky though. So the next stage, you need to cut out a piece of baking parchment or silicone paper to the size of your baking tray. I haven't got any baking trays at the moment, so I've substituted in the spirit of make, do and mend, a grill pan, which will work just as well. So you need to pre-cut 2 pieces of parchment paper, divide out roughly, it's not an exact science, half of your dough from your mixture. And you can see that there's it's quite dough-like, albeit sticky. If you need to, have some gluten-free flour on hand to flour your hands to stop you sticking to it too badly. It shouldn't be too bad. Then the trick is you place the other bit of baking parchment over the top and roll out your cracker dough. You want to get it as thin as you can without it breaking, and I'll show you one that I've done previously in a sec. So the benefit of this is naturally that you can peel off the top layer of the baking parchment once your flat dough is ready, and you haven't got any problems with the dough sticking to the rolling pin. This is one mixture that I did earlier, and you can see it's a wonderful abstract shape. It does not matter. This one is a lot darker in colour to the one I've done here. The reason being that I blitzed the seeds too early in the rice mixture, so therefore I got a much darker colour. I personally think it looks a lot better if you put the seeds in afterwards. So then, the idea is then that you peel off your top layer, leaving you your bottom layer of paper with your dough on. Pop that in your baking tray, and then you're ready to bake. That goes in the oven, in a preheated oven at 180 degrees centigrade, for I would say 12 to 15 minutes. You want the edges to be slightly crisping up and for the mix to look dry-ish, although there still will be a little bit of moisture in there. And you then carefully need to tip the par-baked cracker mix over and then onto the original piece of baking parchment and put it back in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. And I can show you biscuit dough that I did earlier, which has completely dried out now. This is completely dried out, and I've allowed it to cool for 20 minutes, and then you simply snap off into cracker shards, and it is absolutely delicious. Optional, you can add half a teaspoon of salt, chili powder, whatever you fancy, to the seed and rice mix before you put it in the oven. And it's as easy as that. To make a mix, a dip, I took half of an avocado, some vegan, other brands are available, dairy-free yogurt. Mix that just with a fork, I just mashed it up. Squirted on some sweet chilli sauce, which is gluten-free. Chopped in some fresh coriander, and it is absolutely delicious. And I'm going to go and sit down in the garden, probably with a glass of bubbly as well after this, and enjoy them. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you like this, please would you share it, that would help us enormously. A shout out I must do quickly for Abby and Louis, who are in Oxford, William and Henry, who are in Dorset, and I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Happy baking. See you next time.